Are you sure you want to do a second chick flick review?
Of course I do. I'm celebrating Kenny Ortega. He's the guy that made the High School Musical movies. He did the choreography for Dirty Dancing. What's wrong with that?
Well, back in February, you made a big deal about how you're only going to do one chick flick review in 1 year.
So what? I'm bending the rules. What's the big deal?
The big deal is you make a promise, you got to keep it.
All right, you know what? Whatever. I'm doing the review. That's it.
You're going to regret it.
So yeah, another chick flick review. But hear me out on this one. It's a good one. What is going on, you guys? Alright, I am back with Pride Month, and this week I'm reviewing a movie that for the very first time I saw it was on the big screen at a 35th anniversary re-release. And boy, you gotta see it on the big screen. Like in the intro, the guy that did choreography for this movie is Kenny Ortega, the man that gave us the High School Musical movies. He worked with Patrick Swayze on The Dancing, and boy, it really shows because he's really good. And yes, he is gay, and you're probably wondering, why celebrate the choreographer? It's called Dirty Dancing. Not random movie where random shit happens. It's in the frickin' title, Dancing. If the jokes in this one are very lackluster, it's because, honestly, I was so focused on enjoying the movie because it's even better the second time around. I'm just gonna be gushing over how much I love this movie. Alright, let's get right into it. This is my review of Dirty. Okay, so right off the bat, it starts out with a girl named Baby, who has no professional training when it comes to dancing, and she has aspirations to join the Peace Corps because she wants to help people. She wants to save the world like a superhero. And then she meets Johnny Castle, played by Patrick Swayze. And he is a professional, and because of unfortunate set of circumstances, his partner Penny ends up getting pregnant by a guy named Robbie, who is incidentally Baby's sister's boyfriend. But she doesn't know that he's a womanizing dickhead. But anyway, because she has to get an abortion on the night of a gig that her and Johnny have, that if the gig doesn't happen, then they lose their salaries, they lose everything. And so Baby has to learn all of Penny's steps, all of Penny's movements. She has to learn it in just a few days. And of course, like in most 80s movies involving romance, the first few lessons don't go well, and they argue. If I'm so bad at dancing, why don't you go back to the greasers, Derry? Well, take it from someone who's learned how to dance, it's like that at first if you're brand new to it. So chill the hell out, baby. Seriously. This is such a typical setup, you know. First, they hate each other, then they fall in love, then they become each other's whole world, and this and that. But the way this movie does it is actually interesting because you really see, yeah, Baby comes from a life of privilege and Johnny comes from a life of poverty, so they don't really see eye to eye because they're not used to being in each other's worlds. And of course, once Baby's dad, who is a doctor, finds out that Penny was pregnant and got an abortion, he immediately thinks that it was Johnny's kid. When no one really understands that Johnny and Penny are just friends, And I promise you, as someone who's been in situations like that, yeah, it can get annoying. Baby's dad finds out that Baby's been seeing Johnny. Johnny gets fired because they think he stole something, and in order to clear his name, Baby had to confess to the relationship. And when Johnny goes to talk to Baby's dad, he tries to clear everything up. But does he have to look like the frickin' Terminator? Hasta la vista, Lumiere. Oh, and Johnny, you forgot, you forgot 3 simple words. Robbie did it. There, the biggest plot hole of the movie solved. Thankfully, the truth comes out at the end. And I gotta tell you, when I saw this movie in theaters, my girl cousins dragged me to it. I think I was the only guy there. Like period. Just the only guy there. I shit you not. The women in the audience were drinking Chardonnay and like just giggling the entire time. Like, oh, you go, girl. Oh, Patrick Swayze. Oh, I love those muscles. See, she finally did the lift. Ah, screw you, Robbie. You suck. Like, it was like those middle-aged women, and yes, they were middle-aged, were having a slumber party, and it was freaking hilarious. That's what made it even more fun. And during the song, I've had the time of my life. Amber, Juanita, and Chloe were all up dancing to the song. Like, they were getting into it, and everyone else in the theater stood up and did the same, and it was a whole lot of fun. And honestly, I've heard that song a gazillion times and I love it, and now that I've seen the movie where it comes from, I know why it was a big hit and why the movie was a big hit. Baby starts out as a very proper young lady that wants to go into the Peace Corps and help people and this, that, and the other. And it's because of that helpful nature that she gets involved with Johnny, Penny, and the rest of the dancers. And like most people, you know, she assumes that Johnny and Penny are together. Johnny, he's a talented dancer, and he's a dance instructor, and obviously he's reluctant to teach Baby because, you know, they come from 2 different worlds and blah, 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 blah. You've heard it a million times. But I love the Johnny character because he is literally like if Marlon Brando and Michael Jackson had a baby together. Seriously, the guy took ballet lessons as a kid. He can dance very well, and he's still a credible badass. Usually those 3 things don't really go together. Baby and Johnny get along so well that it's hard to believe that those 2 actors hated each other. Seriously, they hated each other. With the character Robbie, yeah, he's a womanizer. Everything that happens is Robbie's fault. If he hadn't knocked up Penny, all that trouble never would have happened. She never would have had to get an abortion. Baby never would have gotten in trouble with her dad. And Johnny never would have been fired because of this one dickhead. And Penny, she didn't deserve any of that. She's a nice girl. She has a heart of gold. She's a good dancer. She's, you know, honestly, I've known so many girls like Penny that it's heartbreaking. All my Disney followers are gonna get mad at me if I don't reference this. Baby's dad is the voice of Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast. Be our guest, Marjorie. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I've already gone over what I didn't like about this movie. Yeah, Johnny should have just told Baby's dad that Robbie's the one that knocked Penny up. Seriously, it could have solved everything. He could have just said, Robbie knocked up Penny. Me and Penny are just friends. and I have nothing but good intentions with your daughter. If you don't believe me, you can even go down and check on Penny and ask her. There, a simple solution to a very complicated problem. What in the name of hell? And again, Lisa could have backed him up. Said, yeah, Johnny's innocent. Robbie's a scumbag. He cheated on me. And baby's dad pretty much told him that he was gonna pay for Robbie's tuition to medical school. Like, what? Big props to Kenny Ortega. Big props to Jennifer Grey. Big props to Patrick Swayze. Big props to Cynthia Rhodes. Big props to everyone. Yeah, sorry about the jokes not being very present. But I just love this movie so much. And at the very end, you know, I thought to myself, Jennifer Grey seems to be doing well. Wonder what Patrick Swayze's up to. Oh, wait, that's right. Knowing that, you know, Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze, they were feuding for years because they hated each other. Thankfully, they buried the hatchet before he passed away. And just that thought honestly made me teary-eyed. It's not worth holding a grudge over. While yes, they did hate each other when they were working together, at the end of the day, they just decided, you know what? We made a good movie together. And we're older now. Let's just move on and forget the past. Hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. Till next time, stay positive and stay awesome. See ya.